So with the All Blacks versus Springboks game just around the corner, the Boks have announced their side and it is looking very strong. A nice mixture of what we saw last week up against the Wallabies and a few of those names that travelled to New Zealand early who are now ready for this clash of the Titans. But looking through at the front row, it will be number 1 Stephen Kitsoff. The man played brilliantly last week, definitely deserves another start here. Number 2 Bongion Banambi and number 3 Franz Malaharba. So the 2 props from the game up against the Wallabies have kept their spot in the starting lineup. Bongion Banambi, a little bit of a surprise for some people seeing him in the starting side, but it kind of makes sense as they have looked at Malcolm Marx as a finisher of the game, and that is exactly what they've decided to do for this one. The Locks, a big return at number 4, Eben Etzebeth. It's been a long time since we've seen him in action due to injury. Now gets the opportunity to come back, and in a game up against the All Blacks, we know it's going to be physical. We know he's going to put the body on the line and hopefully gets through it without any injury starting to pop up. Once again, number 5, they have gone with another very experienced head for the Springboks, and that is Ludiacha. Looking through at the loose forward trio, 3 changes from what we did see last week. Number 6, they have gone with Quaha Smith. He was one of the players who travelled to New Zealand early, gets himself a start. In this fixture, number 7, they have gone with Franco Mostert, a very good option for the line-out, but also as a utility forward, has a few other positions that he can slot in at. And then number 8, he did travel to New Zealand just a little bit later than some of the team, but he is still going to be in that starting lineup. It is Jasper Wiese, a man who had a phenomenal 2022 Rugby Championship. We'll be looking for no less in this upcoming game up against the ABs, but that is the 4-pack. Now looking through at the back line, they are going to be as follows. Number 9, Faf de Klerk. He didn't get to play in the game last week up against the Wallabies. Be looking to get those kicks in early on, win a bit of territory up against the All Blacks, as we have seen that has been something that sides have found a bit of success with up against the All Blacks. As of late, number 10, they have made the change. Last week it was Mani Libok. This week they've gone to Damien Valimza, who a lot of people feel could be that backup option for Libok after the way that Libok did play last week, and because of how well he played, he's actually earned himself a spot on the bench for this game. Number 20, that's not the next number. Number 11, they have gone with Makazole Mapimpi, and just like Damien Valimza, we didn't get to see him last week, not for the same reason as Damien Valimza, because Valimza was actually supposed to be off the bench, but they didn't decide to use him in the end, as they were saving him for this game here. And out on that left wing, they could have easily seen Kurtley Arinsa get some sort of opportunity again here, either in the starting side or off the bench after his hat-trick. They've given it to the veteran, Makazole Mapimpi. And at this stage, it's a little bit unknown who he'll be going head-to-head with. The All Blacks have got Will Jordan back, Mark Talia is also back, and Moni Narua having his debut last week. There are about 3 or 4 options that the ABs could look at, and none of them will find it easy trying to mark up against Mapimpi. In the midfield, they have gone with Damien De Allende at number 12. That was to be expected. But number 13, they have stuck with Lukanyoam after he did play last week. Few people, including myself, thought that they may look at Jesse Creel as the option in the midfield just to test out that centre pairing of Damien De Allende and Creel together, but instead they've gone with one of the best combinations in the midfield around the world, and that is De Allende and Lukanyoam. Out on the right wing, it will be Cheslin Colby. We know how dangerous that man can be when he is out on the wing. Maybe even could shift to fullback depending on injuries or anything along those lines, but definitely a useful player to have out there in the starting side. And then number 15, after a great performance last week, it is Willie Leroux. Does get himself yet again another start. So that is the Springboks starting lineup. Now looking through at the reserves, they are going to be as follows. Number 16, Malcolm Marx. We knew he would be in there somewhere. Just whether or not it was starting or off the reserves has now been confirmed that he will be a part of that bomb squad once again. Number 17, Thomas de Toy. Now with the injury of Oxnechat, it made it a little bit unconfirmed who would be getting that loose head prop replacement role. Whether or not it was Trevor Nakanye, maybe even Gerhard Steenkamp. Instead, they did go with Thomas de Toy, number 18. Once again, just like last week, they have gone with Vincent Koch. Number 19, R.G. Snyman made his international return in the last game of the Rugby Championship. Did look pretty good off the bench, so I'm glad to see he'll get himself another opportunity. Number 20, they have gone with Peter Steph-Toy, another player who did pretty decently in the last game up against Australia. And then number 21, an impact player. He did get to captain the side last week. This game coming off the bench will be Dwayne Vermeulen, the last forward for the Springboks. Then the 2 replacement backs. Number 22, they have actually gone with Grant Williams again, which is quite cool to see that they're giving him another opportunity based off what they saw last week. They must have thought he went all right, and they've given him another go in this matchup. And then number 23, another player who played well last week, so they're giving him another chance. It is Mani Libok. He's only got 4 caps, one of which was a start, and this time coming off the bench later on in the game up against New Zealand. Could be a crucial kick that he has to take at some stage late in the fixture. But I do thank you all very much for tuning in. This is the Springboks side. The ABs will be announced on about Thursday midday, and we will have the video coming out for that one as well. But do let me know what you think of this lineup down in the comments below. Is there anyone you would have liked to see get the opportunity in this matchup? I know that there are a few who flew to New Zealand who haven't been given the chance as of yet. Jean-Luc Dupré, Herschel Yankees, Jesse Krill, just to name a few. But the Springboks still making a lot of changes from what they did have in last week's game of the Rugby Championship. But thank you all very much for tuning in. We will be live doing the match on the channel, so be sure to check that out as well. But I will see you all for the next one.